Travis, welcome to the show. We got Big Jim Campbell down there in Tennessee live at McKee Outdoors. We appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hope y'all are doing well and getting geared up for the holidays. I'm ready to do some fishing. How about you?
Yeah, how you doing, Travis?
Man, I'm doing good. I been out Christmas shopping with the girlfriend and finally broke away to do some man stuff, talk about some fishing and fun things like that, you know.
So you're working on that man cave, huh? Getting ready to get back in gear? Are you fired up to get started next year?
I'm excited. I just bought a new vehicle and got it wrapped last week, and I'm going to pick up my new boat in the morning, and so it's good times. This has been a good week for me. I'm ready to bring in the new year and a new truck and a new boat, and
wow,
it's a whole lot of fun. I'm excited.
What kind of boat did you get, Travis?
I bought the new Bass Cat Era model. It's a new model they come out with last year, and I really had looked at them long and hard all year and finally pulled the trigger to buy one of them dudes. It's going to be a really nice machine. I'm going to enjoy it really well.
I can't wait, man. I'm expecting some strong, hard finishes with you. I mean, the last time me and you were in the boat together was good times. I mean, we caught them, didn't we, buddy?
We caught them. I was kind of wondering if we could pull the rabbit out of the hat for a while there, but, you know, Lord willing, things come through for us, and we got lucky, and, you know, I'd be happy to do it all over again.
Well, I'm going to set this up, how we met and that day, and then maybe you can get into talking about maybe some new sponsors you got, what you're looking for. You know, I'm not trying to replay the Pickwick Lake deal, but I just want to know that if anybody ever has a chance to fish with Travis Fox, he is a fish-sniffing angler. I mean, he's ahead of the curve. I was really impressed. I fish with a lot of people, and you know if you're around them or not. I mean, we were around them on every stop. I had a few breakdowns. I remember that morning we were fishing up in the creek, and I had a great big giant break off. I mean, I was about in the floor crying. He said, you know, if it wasn't for Travis, he said a couple of words to me. He goes, man, you can't let that get you down. Keep casting, keep casting.
Yeah,
it was a giant. I mean, and I knew that you'd been around them, and we wheel in on a dock, and he catches a game changer. And then, you know, it kind of got slow, and we started going out to the ledges, and we caught fish on every stop. But there was one key movement that while I got you on here, that I want you to go back to this time. We talk about making decisions on the water. And I want to know why you made this decision at Pickwick Lake that changed my life and your life. One decision. And we pull up on this one ledge, and Mark Rose is sitting. He just comes idling up to us. And Mark yells out, he goes, you guys mind if I get in here with you? So that right there automatically means that we're kind of sharing some water. And me and you both know that Mark Rose is fishing for a different purse than what we're fishing for already. We know where he's at standing going in this final day. We're sitting on kind of the same spot. And this right here lets me know what type of person that Mr. Fox is. I look over and he says, Mark, you can have this water. He goes, we were sitting here, but it's good. And then I look over and I said, are you sure? And then you said, yeah, let's go. And then we go on down the lake. And we go on down and we see Shinaki Fuki fishing a ledge. So we pull up and we start going, we're going up that ledge, and Fuki kind of puts the fence on the boat and kind of drifts down on that ledge, and you make a move to the outside of the ledge, which you let him have his water. And I'm like, you know, here we are fishing for $100,000 in that you have the respect that you do for these other boats. Really what I'm saying is being professional. Well, I get a bite and catch one, and I'm like, man, I had another bite back there. And you're like, if I don't take you back there, you're going to be mad at me. Remember, we kind of get in that that void there? And I'm like, yeah, you need to take me back over there. I feel a lot better because I missed a pretty good fish over there. And he wills me back over there. What I'm trying to say, James, he's thinking about everybody else but himself. Then, here's the game changer. He looks at me and says, reel up. He goes, I got a spot in this creek. It's time that we go make a move. He pulls in and puts on a 6XD, his first cast. He bumps it, and he goes, I know they're here. And he's working. Then he gets in the game mode, boys. His next cast is a 5-pounder. His next cast, it's a giant, and it comes off. But I want you to take what I just relayed to you and elaborate what's going on in your mind and take people about the person you are all the way to Mark Rose and replay what we ended up. And I'll let you finish by telling what happens on that bar with the swim bait is crazy. I'll let you finish that story, and you go ahead and take it from there.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. First of all, you make it seem like it's a lot sweeter deal than what it was, and in my eyes, it's just part of fishing and competing at that kind of a level. You've got to be professional, and we're all friends, we're all competitors, but we're all friends, and there's very few anglers out there that don't get along. And at the end of the day, we're all buddies. So you've got to stay professional. And I'll tell you what kind of man Mark Rose is. At the Red River, everybody's probably seen the video now of where John Cox went through that pipe and won. I'm telling you, I got my boat. I had to get out of the boat. But at the Red River, I got my fiberglass boat in there and practicing that hole. And it was insane, the amount of fish back in that hole. I go back to Mark Rose because I didn't think my boat would fit in there, and he has an aluminum boat, and ask him if I can borrow his aluminum boat because he's not going to fish out of it. And he says, sure. So here's a man that hands you the keys to his boat, full tank of gas, decked out, Optima batteries, everything ready to roll, and says, here you go. Go kick my tail in with my boat and beat me. Here you go. That's like handing somebody a baseball bat in a fight and saying, hit me with it, And that's the kind of man Mark Rose is. He just went out of his way to help me out. So, I kind of owed him one. But I didn't owe him one because I know that he would have done that the way I would do that for him, and that's the way you got to play this game, What goes around comes around. It's no different out there on the water than it is every day in life. And we all know, you do good things, and good things are going to happen for you. Same thing on that second bar, We wanted in there on the end of it, and they didn't want us, so we just kindly said, okay, well, let's pick up and let's go down here, down the way. And remember, we pulled back in that creek, and it was turned on,
It did turn on.
We couldn't give up, and I think we lost. I lost a big one, but just like I told you that morning, you didn't do nothing wrong on that big fish that you lost. And I remember it was a giant. But, I didn't do anything wrong on my fish. And you can't let that get you down. If that fish was meant to go to the weigh-in, it would have wrapped around the trolling motor 5 times, it would have jumped in there, and you'd have caught it in the net, and it'd go into the live well.
That's right.
It wasn't meant to be. You can't sit there and fret about what if this, what if that. Well, there's a lot of things. All you can do is plan your next move and stay positive. And, you and I did that, and if I recall, we'd both come out with a little bit of money and a good day, and that's what it's all about. And that's pretty much the story. It was a grind. It wasn't a slugfest. We caught little fish here and there, and catch a decent one every once in a while. But there's a lot of anglers I think would have given up, and you and I both stayed positive and did good things and kept each other on top of everything. And at the end of the day, look at what the results were.
Money's always good.
What I'd like to say to you and your sponsors, I've wanted to get you on this show, and you finally had a chance. I want them to know what type and caliber of guy you are. I mean,
well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And it means a lot when you get in these situations where there is $100,000 on the line, and you don't lose your composure, and then you get to be around people like Mark Rose, and he treated us like he did on the water, and he's done the same for me. Yep. And if there's more things more important that happens out there than just how to catch a big one. It speaks a lot of you guys, and I have an utmost respect for you. Even on the way back in, something funny. I mean, I weigh a little bit more than Travis there, and we're going up, and the gas hand's kind of leaning. I'm like, oh, Lord, we're going to run out of gas. We're going to run out of gas. You remember that?
Oh, very well. I forgot about that until just now. I remember Jim Dillard.
Yeah.
And then he played that little game in one of them curves.
He played that game on us.
I thought he was leaving us. We were running out of gas on the way back to weigh in, and we both had a good bag, especially after that last stop. Man, I wish we could have had 5 more minutes there, but
that swim bait bite. Good gosh.
And here comes. We're in like the last flight, and there isn't very many boats left, and we don't know if we're going to make it back because it's a lot.
Zero boats, as if you remember, and all at once an angel smiled, and we look over their shoulder, and there's Jim Dillard. That was crazy.
Yeah, he stuck. His boat would run about a mile, maybe 2 miles an hour faster than ours, and he slowed down, and he was kind of our wingman bringing us in. We said, look, we may not make it in if we run out of gas. We go ahead and let us ride in with you. And he said, absolutely. And we were gone. And we made it in. And I got to tell you something. I never did tell you. You remember, I think that boat, I don't remember the exact gallons, but I know that I was able to put in 0.15 gallons less than what it says in the owner's manual. So we had 0.15 gallons less when we made it in, by the way.
Thank God you didn't tell me that, Dave, because I was sweating. It was good times. I mean, I look over and I see a good friend of mine, Dillard, and my hats are, you know what these guys are made out of. You hear say, but when you really get to know these guys and know that, like Mark Rose or Dillard give you the right arm, it's a lot more fun bass fishing when you're fishing against professionals like that than somebody that wouldn't help you out. And I just want to, say to your sponsors, guys, in the guy that you are, it was an absolute pleasure fishing with you that day.
Well, I thank you very much. I had a good time myself. I hope we get to do it again soon.
Absolutely. And, man, you're a fish magnet. I'm telling you, everywhere we went. I made a cast, and I saw some. And but I want to give you time to, tell us about what this next year is going to bring for you, what you're expecting, with the new sponsors. I want to know what's going on with Mr. Fox.
Well, I've got a lot of things lined up. It's, I'm excited. Of course, I'm always excited. The very first thing to start the year off, my old fishing buddy, my old roommate that I lived with, we go and we fish the polar bear tournament New Year's morning on Beaver Lake. So what better way to start off 2012 at daylight? I will be taking off running down the lake no matter rain, shine, blizzard, what. We have it no matter what. So I'm going to be fishing starting January 1st. And that's going to go on all year. That's in my eyes, that's the funnest thing you can do to start off the new year, But I've got a lot of things going. Everett Chevrolet, a local Chevrolet dealership here, they jumped on board and they really helped me out with a vehicle. And Basscat stepped up to the plate, and I'm on their team now. Got that new era boat, and I can't wait. That thing will scream. It'll run just over 80 miles an hour. I went and test drove one, and I'm telling you, they are unreal. There's going to be we may not win the tournament, but we're going to win the boat race this year. I can tell you that. Don't
expect that. I expect you to pull one off, but we.
Well, I need to. I tell you, I bought all this new stuff. I got to pay it off now, though. But
you will. I look forward to getting with you, and hooking up and chatting out on the water again, man. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing all that. This won't be the last time. I mean, I really, expect a lot of good things from you, and I expect you to pull one off. I expect a lot of guys, to pull off some great finishes. I've been in the boat with this guy. This guy can catch them.
Well, we've got a good lineup this year. We'll see what happens.
Well, you have to come back, Travis, and next season.
I will.
When they're out on the road and do a full show with us, buddy.
Okay, you count me in.
All right, well, I'm going to put it on the calendar. Whenever Jim says, hey, there's Travis, we're going to get you on here.
We'll do it. We'll plan on it.
All right. Thanks, Travis. I appreciate it, and God bless you. And I hope everybody out there has a wonderful Christmas. You're a great person to have in this sport, man. We really appreciate it.
Likewise, we had a good time, and I made a good friend that day, and I do appreciate your guys' time and all your blessings, and I hope you and your family and all the listeners have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Thanks, Travis.
Merry Christmas to you, Travis.